Another sit down with Brian Yearicks of Weicker Realtors Advantage Plus. Today I am so happy to introduce Kris Hogrefe. He is with NewRez. It's a new company. He's going to get into explaining exactly what that is. I guarantee you're going to love what he has to say, things he's doing in the local area, the things he can do for you personally.
Yep.
And with that, I want to introduce you. Kris, thanks for joining.
I appreciate having me. I really appreciate it. This will be fun.
Yeah. So, you're a mortgage lender.
I am.
And in this day and age when rates are so low and everybody's buying up everything that's, available, that word sometimes loses a little weight. So what exactly is a loan originator, mortgage loan giver, and specifically what is NewRez?
Great question. So again, my name is Kris Hogrefe. I've been in the mortgage lending industry now for 21 years.
Awesome.
So I've seen the ebbs and flows. I've seen the recessions and the housing crashes and all the different stuff. But what a mortgage lender does, what I do is I talk to people that might be interested in buying a house, might be interested in buying investment property, might be interested in refinancing a property, and honestly, I take a look at all of the pieces of their puzzle. Where they work and how much they make and how their income comes in and their assets and then their goals. Honestly, that's probably the most important.
Right.
And then we fit those pieces together to figure out what's the best plan, of attack to either help them buy their house or help them buy their parents a house or their kids a house or an investment or whatever it might be, I guess. So that's what I do.
Okay.
And you asked me about NewRez.
Yes, specifically NewRez.
Yeah.
Not the new kid on the block, but not as popular as some of the others. So what exactly is NewRez?
NewRez, we've actually been around for a long time. NewRez itself has been since 2008, but we actually have, going back with some of our partner companies that we have going back to 1983.
Awesome.
So we're one of the largest lenders in the United States, to be honest with you. We're a little different than some lenders or some places you might see out there in that we'll approve our loans in-house. We fund our loans in-house, and then we service all of our loans. So we don't just sell them off.
It's not getting bought and sold after
not getting
the
bought and sold. Exactly.
Awesome.
And so because of that, a lot of people like that because, if you as a client or somebody needs me a year after they've bought their house, they can give me a call or shoot me a text, and I can help them, and they don't have to worry about who's currently got it. So that's just something. I think we currently, as a company, we service about $600 billion worth of loans. So
you do a few.
We do a few. Yeah.
I want to piggyback on something you said. Someone can call you.
Yeah.
In today's age where everything is computer generated and press 1 for this, 2 for this, 3 for that. That is refreshing that I can call someone who is local, who lives in my neighborhood, who knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep, you're spot on. And you and I have joked about this before, but people don't buy houses from 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. It's normally in the evening when you're off work or on the weekends when you don't want to be doing the mortgage application, but you are sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, this is with me all the time, just like yours is.
Right.
I help people all the time, talk to people on weekends and Saturdays, and I literally was talking to a client, it was after 11 o'clock last night. But that was the time he was available, and so we chatted.
Awesome.
It wasn't a big deal. So
very good.
There it is.
Well, let me see. If I am someone that's looking to buy a house, and of course being the mortgage lender, you're going to deal mostly with buyers.
Yes.
What is the first thing I need to do?
So a lot of times, especially first-time home buyers, come to me with a little stress, because they just don't know what to expect.
Right.
And I do tell everybody, stress when you're buying a house comes from, on my side, from basically 2 places. If you're in a huge, huge hurry, like if somebody says, Kris, we need to buy this house and we have to close in 3 weeks, but we don't know what we're doing. Well, that can be pretty stressful. The only other place that stress is going to come from is unanswered questions. So that's the main thing that I really try to help people do is try to figure out what they want, number one, what they're trying to accomplish, and then we try to fit them into getting those questions answered and make them realize there's lots of different options out there. There's lots of different programs. Maybe they don't have money for down payment. Maybe their credit isn't perfect, whatever it is. We take a look, we get them ready to go, and then we get them pre-qualified. Ultimately, you guys probably heard that term. You know that well.
Amen.
But basically, just allowing me to help to make sure that they're headed in the right direction. You know, looking at their income and their assets and their credit, and then just telling them, oh, yeah, you're fine. You can buy a house. And then you see the stress. Yeah, that's exactly what you see. They're just, oh man, I thought for sure that credit card I got in college for the free t-shirt is going to keep me from buying a house.
Right.
And it's not. You know, but you can feel the stress level drop. And then when they start house shopping, this side is done. So they can actually focus on buying a house, and they know that the mortgage piece is taken care of.
So lenders and realtors agree the first thing is to go through pre-approval process.
Yes, whether me or somebody, just get yourself headed in the right direction so that you know as a potential buyer, you know that you can buy what you're looking at. Whether or not you choose to do so is up to you.
I was just going to say, a pre-approval does not obligate you to take a loan.
No.
It just shows you what you can get that loan for.
Yeah, I actually talked to a guy last night, and he's a first-time home buyer. And I told him, because he had a complicated situation. And I said, listen, my job is going to be really easy. My job is I'm going to arm you with all of the information. Your job's really hard. You have to figure out what to do with it. You know, that's literally what He's a police officer moving down here from Illinois, potentially lots of moving parts.
Right.
And so I can help him, but he has to figure out what he wants, and when he wants, and where he wants to buy. There's a lot of pieces, and honestly, that's where you get to handle all that, and I have to.
So once you get them stress-free, then I have to finish it with the other side.
Yep.
Very good, very good. Well, what made you get into lending? What drew you into the mortgage world?
So the very quick version, I grew up in Minnesota, and I came down here for school after I just wasn't happy at the University of Minnesota where I was. I thought I was going to be a doctor. School came relatively easy to me, so I graduated pre-med, I was ready to go to med school, and I realized after graduating from college, I had no desire to be a doctor. None. So I wanted to get into sales of some kind, after talking to some mentors and things. And one thing led to another. I ended up doing some insurance business in a mortgage company. I had a little office space in a mortgage lending company. And then I realized, well, I liked what they were doing more than I liked what I was doing. And so I started at the bottom, just learning a little bit of what they do, processing loans, and one thing has led to another. And 21 years later, I've owned 2 mortgage companies in that time period, and now just being a sales manager here and helping people buy houses. So that's kind of, I'm going to be a doctor? No, you're not. We're gonna go in a completely opposite direction.
Life happens, as they
It
say.
does, but it just fits me. This I tell a lot of friends, a lot of young people, like, what should I do? You know, I'm like, well, figure out what you on Sunday night. You need to find something on Monday morning that you're not going to be upset getting up to do in the morning. You know?
There you go.
And I love what I do. I always have, and
Awesome.
you know.
And it shows. I mean, I can see you getting smiling when you talk about that. That's great.
I do.
But
So
with all this time in lending and you're enjoying it, what's probably the strangest thing that you've seen? Or at least the most memorable experience you've had?
Yeah, so this is years ago. This is probably 15 years ago. We had an appraisal in on a house, okay? It was just a regular 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. And all of a sudden, my boss calls me. He's like, Kris, you got to come see this. Come in here. And he turns the appraisal, and the guy put an addition onto his house.
Okay.
No big deal.
Now it's a 4-bedroom.
Yeah, well, yeah, you would think. Nope.
Okay.
This guy decided to cut a oval-shaped hole in the side of his house, and he cut the end off of an Airstream trailer.
Oh my goodness.
And he hooked them together. So you could walk from the makeshift living room into the Airstream, the rest of
And
it.
he just caulked it to the house?
Yeah, it was like it looked like it was like sheet metal, folded and bolted.
Oh my goodness.
To the house. So it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Only in Tennessee are you going to find a house with an Airstream as an addition. But
so the home met appraisal?
No.
No. Oh, okay.
No,
When you said that, I was just like, I didn't realize it.
No, he would have had to have removed his addition in order to, and then fix the hole in the wall.
A conditional.
Exactly.
Yes, okay. Well, very
So,
good.
any part of the house that you could drive away, an appraiser is probably not going to be too
Not gonna
happy
like
about.
that.
Yeah,
That permanent foundation.
that's right. Little stickler.
All right. Well, let me see. More personal, Kris.
Yeah.
What are you binge watching?
That's a good question. So Netflix, of course, we all watch Netflix.
Right.
So my wife walked in the other night, and I was watching a show on Netflix about blowing glass.
Okay.
It sounds really stupid, and I was like, "What?" I think it's called Blown Away, and it's a competition where you have 10 people, and they have to do like the best glass blowing things, dishes, things that they can.
Okay.
And it sounds like just a nap. I understand that. It sounds like just the most boring show. But I found myself addicted to it. My wife, who made fun of me for watching it, we're now halfway through season 2. And it's so anyway, that's what we're watching on Netflix is a show about blowing glass. And it sounds boring, it really does, but it's actually pretty good.
If nothing else, I'm curious enough that I'm going to check one out.
Intrigued,
There
exactly.
you go.
I love it.
All right. Well, you're not writing loans. You're not watching glass blowing on Netflix.
Right.
What do you love to do? I mean,
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Knowing the market and knowing property values and appraisals and everything else as a lender, you could live anywhere.
Yeah.
But you choose to live here.
Yeah.
As do I. And
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot to be said about that. What are some of your favorite things to do in this neighborhood?
Yeah. So I've got 3 kids. My 17-year-old senior, 14-year-old freshman, 11-year-old fifth grader.
Okay.
All athletes. So a lot of my time is either spent working at one of their sporting events or trying to play with them. They're bigger and faster than I am now. But yeah, so we're high school football,
Okay.
high school softball, baseball. You know, we go to University of Tennessee football games, basketball games. My daughter plays softball, so we're at softball games.
Okay.
So a lot of the things that we do revolve around work, church, sports, and food. You know, I guess so.
What's your favorite kind of food?
Oh, favorite. Well, we eat a lot of Mexican food. It's my wife's favorite food, and there's some amazing Mexican restaurants in
There are a
Knoxville.
lot of really good ones. What's your favorite?
So I like the fajita nachos. Like, they take nachos and they just put like the fajita stuff all over it, and then they pour cheese all over the top of it.
Cool.
So there's a place called Country Burrito, which is actually just a couple miles from here.
Okay.
Cedar Bluff, Hardin Valley area.
Right.
El Mezcal. That's another little place that I love, but honestly, I mean, Mexican food is kind of one of our staples as a family. If we can't decide what we're gonna eat, it normally ends up being Mexican, or so it's pretty good.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, let me see. Getting back to NewRez, there's one thing, and I heard a little rumor. Maybe you can confirm or deny this.
All right.
Are you guys offering a free appraisal?
Yeah.
You
Actually,
is it
yeah.
really?
Oh yeah.
And I worded it that way because I'm like, surely he's going to say no.
Yeah.
How does this work?
So how it works when you buy a house? Normally, your only out-of-pocket expense, you know, as far as the lending side of things goes, is to pay for the appraisal, because you're paying the appraiser gets paid, compensated when they go to do the inspection when it gets completed. Okay. So that's the same here, and as you're going through the process, the appraisal gets ordered, the client pays for the appraisal, because it's their appraisal,
Right.
you know? But then what we are doing is just as an incentive, as a way of saying, thank you for the business, we will go ahead and at closing or right after closing, we will reimburse the client back up to $650 for the cost of the appraisal. And that's normally going to be more than they're going to need. Because an appraisal here, I mean, it's $500.
Anywhere from 5 to 6. Yeah.
5 to 6. So if you had a house that maybe needed something else, a final inspection needed something like that, that $650 should cover the whole cost of the appraisal and potentially anything else that they would possibly need on that.
If there was a condition or whatever.
A condition, something that needed to get fixed or whatever, yeah, we'll cover and reemburse them back up to $650.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
That is incredible. And any other super deals you got going?
We do actually. So
This is great.
if you've got if you have a client and they're talking to a lender, well, I recommend clients talk to more than just me, to be honest with you.
Okay.
You know, you have banks and credit unions and all these different places.
Right.
Bottom line is, what I'll do is I help to take a look at where they already are. If there's a lender that they're working with that they will allow me to take a look at what they're being offered. If I can do better, provide better service, provide better rates, provide lower costs,
right,
hopefully all of the above, my goal is to help, hopefully they'll allow me to earn their business. If we're better,
fair enough, right?
If we're better, great. Then, they'll give me that opportunity. Once a loan goes to closing, if they've already been talking to a different lender and we close it, another little incentive is we'll give them a $100 Amazon gift card after closing, just for allowing us the opportunity to earn that business.
So the buyer's getting a $100 Amazon card.
Yeah.
Because they're going with someone who gave them a better rate.
Right, exactly. If, for whatever reason, they come to me and they say, okay, this is what I'm being offered, and if there's some reason I can't beat that or help them better, I'm literally going to recommend that they stay with that lender. I'll help them stay there.
Why would they leave? They have a better opportunity. Right.
Exactly. And that's the thing for me is I've done this long enough to know I can quickly take a look at what someone's being offered. I can compare it against what we're going to do. And if they're better off where they are, then I'm going to encourage them to stay there. Now, it doesn't happen a lot, to be honest with you.
Right.
But it does happen. And I've literally, if the path of least resistance is for the borrower or the client to stay where they're at with the lender, then that's exactly what I'm going to recommend that they do.
And I love to hear people say that it's what's best for the members of our community.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
100%. So $100 gift card, and then like I said, we'll do right now free appraisals up to $650.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Outstanding. Well, if anyone wants to reach out, contact you, initiate the loan process, get a pre-qualification, pre-approval letter because they're shopping for homes, whatever it is, how do they get in touch with you?
So, thankfully, I have a really easy phone number. So you can call me. You can call my cell phone. And literally, it's going to be here on the website somewhere. It's 865-257-7777.
7777.
So phone number, email, text message. Really, one of those three is going to be the best way to get in contact with me, and it really doesn't matter which way. Some people don't want to be called, and they'd rather just shoot a text or send an email. Completely fine.
And they're equally good with all three.
Yeah, equally good. I mean, it comes through. They're all on the phone, so if I'm here talking to you or if I'm sitting at my office working, they're going to get me one way or the other.
Awesome. And I'll make a point of putting all your contact information
I appreciate
on
that.
here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add?
No, I just I really love what I do. I mean, that's literally, this isn't salesy. I've, in the 21 years of lending, the ups and downs, I like most people, I've looked at other industries, and I continually just stay doing what I'm doing because I really, really like it. I've done it long enough to be able to, I can just focus on helping people. On watching and feeling that stress drop and people realizing this buying a house isn't nearly as scary as some people think it might be. So I don't know. I love my job. So and I know you do as well. I enjoy working with you.
And I love working with people that also share a servant's heart. This is not a sales job. This is a service job. And I love it. I love it. Well, Kris, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks, you. I really appreciate it.
We'll do it again.
Sounds good. See ya.
Bye-bye.